So the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Hey folks, good morning and welcome into In the Booth with Earl Hall. Hey, what's up Scott? What's up Rich over on YouTube and everyone else? Go ahead and give me a hey, hello, and what's up? It's Tuesday morning. Second day for the book dropping. I'm just amazed. Thank you to everyone that has purchased the book, Steps to Voiceover Success. It is becoming a success. A hit, if you will. Sent out an email this morning letting everyone know how they can get a sneak peek. And actually in the description on Facebook and over on YouTube, you can see a link that will actually take you to you can read some of the book that's there to kind of get a feel for what's actually going on. What's up to everyone over on Facebook? Justin, hey, glad to see you there over on Facebook. These things that are happening right now, I'm in the midst of doing this magazine. And so I interviewed Ben Wake on last evening. Actually, it was his time. It was actually more close to midnight. What's up, Tatum? Glad to see you in the house. Thank you for the congratulations on the book. I definitely appreciate that tremendously. Mage, what's happening? I'm seeing you guys coming in all over the place here. Welcome into all the folks that are watching in over on Twitter as well. Good morning, Barbara, Rich. Oh gosh, you guys are just all in here. What's up, guys and gals? The magazine, I interviewed Ben Wake on last evening, and it was like midnight his time, just before midnight when we finished up. So I definitely appreciate him being there. Graham, thanks a lot for, thanks, Graham, saying, hey, Earl, great job on the book. Graham, if you got it, anybody that got the book, I'm just going to request a personal favor. If you've got the book, please go on your Kindle or Amazon or wherever, and please rate the book. I would definitely love to see your thoughts about what's in the book. It's a quick read, and really most of the stuff in the book, you guys hear me say all the time, but I think having it actually down on paper makes a difference, or on your Kindle rather, or wherever you choose to read the book from. But I've got so many different links, especially to videos that I've done that, it just made sense to add some links in there to some videos that I know are going to help you guys as well. So if you didn't get the book yet, make sure you go get it. Tons of stuff in there between the words and the links. I dare say, can I be so bold to say that this is probably the best voiceover book on the market. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I struggled over the years purchasing different voiceover books, which I'm sure most of you people have as well. Even different courses and things, but you never really get any strategy. You never really get kind of a step-by-step thing. And that's why over and above the words that I put into the book, it's about the videos that I link to, because the videos that I link to are teachings that I've done, some of you probably have never seen, and it gives you step-by-step strategies. And you guys know how I feel about the email marketing thing. And I'm going to be going over another strategy that I am taking a look at right now. And I think it's going to be beneficial for all of you to take a look at that. So I'll get in a little bit later into that. Thanks, Tim. Tim gave me a 5-star review. Thanks so much for that. I definitely appreciate it. Sam, what's going on with you, with the Grind and Don't Quit team? Yep. Thanks for the congratulations on the book as well. The magazine is going to be coming out sometime next week. For the first quarter of 2018 is what the magazine is for. So this week I'm going to be developing that. As I mentioned before, I interviewed Ben. He's one of the highlights in the magazine because of some of the things that he's done. I learned some things from Ben doing the interview last night, and I actually already had it transcribed. And I was actually editing it right before the show, because it's going to be an article in the magazine, is that interview with Ben Wake from the UK. And you're going to be able to link to the audio of that as well. So it's the magazine, the age that we live in and access to technology and everything else. It's just simply amazing what you can do these days. It's like the barrier to entries are just not there. The ability for someone to actually do anything that they want to do. And we're talking about voiceover. There's no barrier to entry. No one can keep you out. I don't care how many folks out there complain about, oh, people are coming in and they're lowering the rates and all this. There's so many different complaints, and it's usually from people that aren't doing anything anyway. But no more excuses. And I did a show called No More Excuses a couple of weeks ago, and it's past time for that. 2018 needs to be your year. And it could be in voiceover. It could be in a couple of different things that go on, but you got to find your thing and you just got to go for it. You just got to go for it. So I'll be working on the magazine this week. I'm waiting for a bunch of different articles coming in from some folks that are writing for me as well. All of those are due in by tomorrow from everyone that is on board right now writing the magazine. What's up? Writing for the magazine. What's up, Barbara? Glad to have you in the house as well. Thank you, Graham. I'll be looking for all of you guys' reviews. By the way, I don't know if you guys know. If you've been to the website, stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, you can, I take this show every day that I do on YouTube and I create an audio for this. And so it can be found on iTunes. It can be found on Google Plus. You can actually listen to it right on the homepage. I actually put it there this morning, right on the homepage of the website at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. Because I know sometimes people just want to listen to audio as opposed to sitting there watching a video, especially with this mug. But, you know, at any rate, if you guys didn't know, there are audio versions of that. Even on Alexa. I am the only voiceover coach on Alexa. So you can put me in your flash briefing. All of you folks that understand Alexa, you can go ahead and set your Alexa up and just look up Earl Hall Studio or look up, what's the name of my show? In the Booth with Earl Hall, and you will be able to see that. What's up, Ben? Yeah, it was great talking to you last night as well for the interview. Mia, what's going on? Got the sunglass emoji going on right there. Folks, this broadcast that I do each and every day, you guys know I'm here for the voiceover artist that is looking to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover business. And there are so many different avenues around where you can actually build this business right in your own home. This is one of the only businesses out there that you can literally do from home. And it's appealing to that. The only reason I'm in a studio is because of the amount of work that I do, not only in voiceover, but in production, this show, consulting, coaching, and all those types of things. But you can do voiceover. And I did literally up until October. You guys know, I didn't move into this office space until October 3rd of this year, which is 2017. See, let me just go over here. I gotta look at some stuff here. And actually, let me change my screen to not be in studio mode. It doesn't matter. I'm still not going to be able to read it. Rich is asking, is the magazine going to be quarterly? Yes, it is. It is going to be a quarterly magazine. So the first quarter is coming out next week. And then basically you're going to have 4 issues a year that are going to come out. And the thing about the magazine, and those of you that don't know, what I'm doing with VQ, Voiceover Quarterly, is what it's called. I'm making this magazine all about us. I'm not making it about the folks that are, you know, famous and stuff like that. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your struggles. This magazine is going to be for that up and coming voiceover artist, because nobody's really talking to us. Everybody's writing stories and writing stuff and posting blogs and everything else, talking about famous people that have already made it and what it is that they're doing. And let me just tell you this, those of us that are in right here on the ground level of this thing, we are literally more help to each other than they will be to us. And I'm saying that in all seriousness, because there are little tips and tricks that each of us have that if all of us knew them would make our lives a whole lot easier. This is not just about me. This is not just about me being a voiceover coach, consultant, voiceover actor, or anything like that. I get so many different tips from you guys. It's amazing to me. I'm surprised, and I've said this before, you guys, there are a bunch of you that need to have your own YouTube channel. There are a bunch of you that need to be doing this thing to help me and to help all of us that are in this thing and trying to build this voiceover business. I'll just put it this way. You may think you're nobody, but I don't. You may think you're nobody, but I don't. So if you want to put together a YouTube channel, I might even run a class on how to start a voiceover YouTube channel or something. I may do something like that. Rich is saying, let's see. No, Rodney saying, excellent read, Earl. Thanks, Rodney. I appreciate that. Thank you for getting the book. Rodney, don't forget to go give me a review. I need those reviews on Amazon. It is so important that those reviews come in. And I thoroughly appreciate anyone that goes and takes the half a second or 10 minutes or whatever to write the review and give it a star rating. Of course, I love 5-star reviews, but be honest, with what it is that you read in the book, if that's how you feel about it, on it, rate it appropriately. I was trying to think of the word there. All right. So now's the time, folks. You guys can see I'm taking calls via Skype. If you would like to buzz me up on Skype, you can actually do that, and I will take your call live here on the air. I just ditched the whole phone number thing because it's like, we're on the internet. Come on. We're on the internet. Everybody should have Skype. You can get it right on your mobile device and whatever. So go ahead. If you want to call in, you can definitely do that, and I will take your call. I'm going to flip over here to Facebook and just make sure I touch base with the folks that are commenting over here on the book on the wall for Steps to Voiceover Success. If you're not a member of the Facebook group at Steps to Voiceover Success, you need to go join it now. Tons of information over there besides me doing the live stream on there. Folks post there. They give great information. They share stuff on the wall all day long. You're going to never fall short of being able to get some information and tips on how to start, build, and grow your voiceover business. Conchita, what's up? Good morning. You are so in touch with what we need. Genius with the way you share. Thank you so much, Conchita. Appreciate that. Ben is over here as well. And Justin. So what's up, guys? Now, listen, I watch a ton of YouTube videos, and I probably watch 4 to 5 YouTube videos a day. And they normally never center around voiceover. Actually, if I watch a voiceover video, it's so rare that I can't even tell you how much attention I don't pay to voiceover videos. Because I don't need to. Let's put it that way. And the reason I say that I don't need to, and you don't need to either, is because most of the videos that I watch center around marketing. They center around strategy. They center around business development, because that's what this is all about. You guys are going to get sick and tired of me, if you haven't already, hearing me say that your number one job as a voiceover artist is to get clients. That's it. If you're not doing that, I don't know what you're doing. So it's like 80 to 90% of your business is marketing. And when you kind of flip that switch in your mind, some things may make sense. And so as I was watching some YouTube videos actually this morning on my way to the gym, what I started looking at was something I had never, ever looked at before. And I said, you know what? I'm going to present this, and I'm going to have you folks help me flush this out. But let me tell you what I came up with. Pinterest. I've never, I think I might have been on the Pinterest site once or twice. But the reason why I got so interested in Pinterest after watching this particular video on marketing was because of the fact that if you don't know, it's heavily trafficked by women. Heavily trafficked by women. And guess what? Women own businesses. And guess what? There are a bunch of you guys that watch me that are women of the female persuasion. And even as guys can take a hit at this as well. No pun intended. But I went on Pinterest this morning, made an account on Pinterest, and just started populating it with some stuff. And I was doing this from my mobile device, once I got out of the gym, I went home. Actually, I did it before the gym. I set up the account. When I got out of the gym, went home, waiting for the kids to get dressed and take them to school. And I just started populating it. I'm sitting there on my mobile device, doing what I needed to do. to start this ball rolling. What is my Pinterest account? If you guys want to take a look, did I pull that up? Yep. And you can just look up Earl Hall, I believe. Yeah, if you just look up Earl Hall on Pinterest, you'll see my mug there smiling back at you. And here's the thing about Pinterest. There's a market there. Obviously, you've got a bunch of business women that are on Pinterest. And I had a call the other day, or an email rather, and a female was asking me, is there actual work in voiceover for females? And I'm like, yeah, females are getting work all the time in voiceover. I don't know how that compares to the men getting work, but I can't imagine that women aren't getting work. But when I saw this thing on Pinterest, the wheels in my head started turning. And what I started saying was, man, all of these women, female voiceover artists that are out here, they have a treasure trove of potential clients right there on Pinterest. Because you've got tons of business women that are right there on Pinterest selling their wares or whatever it is, or their services, their products. And they're doing promotions not only on Pinterest, but they're doing promotions on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. They're doing all of these things. And you've got, female business owners that own things like e-learning companies, that own things like explainer video companies, video production companies. And my gosh, when I started looking at Pinterest and kind of going through it, what I discovered is that all of these business women that are there, I mean, you can, I guess, I don't know the correct terminology yet. So I don't know if you like a pin or if you can comment on a pin or whatever. But as soon as I get into it, and I'm telling you guys this because I haven't done it yet, but don't get mad at me if I start doing it and it starts blowing up. So I'm telling you guys all this in the exact same day that I literally discovered some of these things. Now, don't take away from whatever it is, Oh, thank you, Mage, for posting the review. I definitely appreciate that. I'm assuming you're talking about the book. Mia says we love Pinterest. What's up, Lenny? Glad to see you in the house. Any social media site that you become a part of, here's the overall strategy. And I'm going to go into this stuff. I'm on a big hype right now about LinkedIn, and I've talked to a couple of you during some of my coaching sessions about it. And I think I mentioned it on the show yesterday as well. Actually, yeah, I did. I kind of walked you through how to do some things on LinkedIn. And here's the thing about all of these social media sites. You've got Pinterest, you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat, whatever other ones it is that you can name. There's no reason. There is literally no lack of potential clients and the ability to reach them. There's no lack of this. The only thing is that you've got to, the rubber's got to meet the road on this. You've just got to do the work. I said yesterday, I don't know if I said it on the show or I said it in consulting. I do about 4 to 5 consulting sessions a day. Sheila, what's up? Excuse me. And so I talk about a lot of different stuff, and sometimes I repeat myself, but I guess that's okay. Simple strategy. Open up whatever your thing is in regards to the social media site that you want to attack and own and make it your own, which one that is. It's simple enough for us to sit down on an evening or Saturday or Sunday. And I'm literally talking about, this is almost mindless activity, really. Ladies, go through Pinterest today. Go through Pinterest. Start looking at some Pinterest accounts of business owners in a genre that you want to do work in. Start commenting or whatever, pinning or whatever it is we do on Pinterest. Offer some value to what that person has just pinned. Offer some value. And I'm not talking about, hey, I'm a great voice actor. I can probably give you some good voiceover work. Whatever that pin is talking about, comment on that pin relating to what's being said in that pin. Whether it's a infographic or a picture or whatever, or YouTube video, whatever it is that's posted, start adding some value to those things. And what'll happen is, for instance, when you guys send me messages on Facebook or you send me messages on LinkedIn or Twitter or YouTube, guess what I do? I go look at you. I don't just read your post. I go look at you to see what you're doing. And 9 times out of 10, that's what someone on Pinterest or LinkedIn or whatever else is going to do too. Because a good internet marketer, a good business person wants to know about their market. They want to know about the people that are following them. They want to know what interests them so that they can talk more about that particular thing because it becomes an interest that's in the group or whatever. When you start doing that, people are going to start looking at what it is that you're doing, and they're going to start following you, and they're going to start looking at your social media stuff, and they're going to see your website links because all social media sites, you can have your website link. People are going to start discovering you. And you do this, if you set a day and time, whether it's Saturdays, whether it's Sunday afternoons when really nobody's doing anything, just take 3, 4, 12 hours and just sit down and do it. That is the work. And you'll hear me mention the term, the work that goes into this stuff. And it's a lot of work that goes into building a business. But this is how we do it. It's through this. Social media is nothing more than, as Gary Vee says, it's a slang term for the current state of the internet. When you're sitting at home and you're watching television and a commercial comes on, you grab it. You grab it every time. When you're waiting somewhere, I'm on the 6th floor of this office building. Literally every time I get into the elevator, whether it's coming up or down, and there's people in the elevator, guess what all of us are doing? Every last one of us is on some sort of social media account. And every one of us, or texting or whatever, and you do the exact same thing. And your clients, your potential clients, do the exact same thing too. It's not just about producing content. It's about partaking in the community. There are so many different communities that you can join and add value to. And I just think about sites like LinkedIn and Pinterest and Facebook where you've got all of these groups. And so many times people are looking at this in the wrong way. You don't join a group to sell your junk. You join a group, for instance, an e-learning group on LinkedIn. You look at the articles that people are writing. You look at the questions that people have, and you become the answer person for that. You start answering, and this is how you add value, by alleviating a problem that someone has. And when you look at the articles that are written on, I'm thinking particularly about LinkedIn because I'm kind of stuck on that, and I'll get more stuck on Pinterest as I go into that as well. But this is the work that's involved. It's not about thinking about what's the best way and the exact right words I need to put into an email. It's about how you become a part of these communities, these business communities, in the genres that you want to do the work. How are you interacting in those communities? And when I say you've got to flip how you look at this, it's not about you going in there and say, hey, I'm a voiceover artist, going to do some voiceover work for you. That's not what it's about. Add value to the community. Talk about what they're talking about and add that value. What happens with that? And this is a macro. This is over time. What happens is you become an authority in those particular groups because you're answering questions that people have. You're adding value to that. You're not there selling. You're not there selling. You're there offering actual value. All right, let me take a look at some of the comments that are coming in. If you've got a question, if you want to call in, you can go ahead and ring me up on Skype. Let me go back here. Love Pinterest. Mia says you can comment and save pins. Owner is notified. There you go. Thank you for that, Mia. John saying we could all use the reminding, Earl. It's simple stuff, but it's what makes the difference. Thanks so much, John. Definitely agree. Sam, Earl, should these accounts be business or personal accounts? I don't know. I don't know. My Instagram account is a business account. You may have two. I don't know. This is the work. Again, this is the work. When I'm looking at a site like Pinterest and it gives you the option of personal or business, I don't know which one to choose. I've got to study it. I've got to go look. Maybe you'll look before I do and come tell me, the answer to that question. On Facebook, obviously, I think you want a page. I don't think you want to put everything on your personal page on Facebook. I think if you actually have a business page on Facebook where you're giving value, then that might make a difference. Kind of like Steps to Voiceover Success is a page. It's not my personal page. It's a group that I created on Facebook. Mage is saying, Earl does mentoring as opposed to the once in a while coaching. Earl does the mentoring as opposed to the once in a while coaching. It makes a huge difference. Thank you so much, Mage. I appreciate that. Mage is saying, Sam, keep it business. Cool. You got that advice there, Sam. Mage says, I have two types of accounts, personal and business, and keep them separate and clean. Sounds like a good idea to me. Sam is thanking Mage. Got it. Rich is saying, true. Mage, this is why I never post anything political and cutesy. I try to keep it mainly business on all of my social media connections. This is the thing. I'm going to tell you guys a story maybe you've never, ever heard me say or talk about. And it might get kind of deep for some of you, but I'm going to tell this story anyway. And it's spawned by what Mage just said about not talking about anything political. 5 years ago, and you can probably find some of this stuff online, but about 5 years ago, I was heavy into a political podcast. I did a political talk show here in Milwaukee. I was invited to speak to different groups and things of that nature. And ultimately, I shut it down for a very particular reason. I was known as the, what was it? I can't even remember. Anyway, it was odd because I'm African-American and I did a conservative talk show and talked from a conservative perspective, Republican, if you don't get the difference of the two. And so it came to be that after a while, what I saw was in the political arena, especially it didn't matter whether you were Republican or Democrat or conservative or liberal or whatever, all of them had what I discovered, especially being behind the scenes, all of them were full of crap is basically what it came down to. And so I was doing this political show from a conservative perspective and opted to just shut it down because I found out that no matter who I talked to, whether it was people in politics here in Wisconsin, because I was interviewing people all the time, and, the politicians that I talked to on the left and the right, I would be getting lied to. And a lot of times I would know I would be getting lied to right to my face. And so it just came to a point where I said, you know what, this is just bunk. And my integrity wouldn't let me continue to do the show because I knew there were just misgivings and lying and misdirection happening all the time. And so I said, no more. And so I'm looking at what Mage says about political. You'll notice that I don't talk about politics. And most of you never knew that story because you just never heard me talk about it. And I think it's important to leave those things out of your business because let's just say, and this would never happen, let's just say someone other than the person that's in office is some fictional person, and I could not stand whatever it was, the policies or whatever, and all you hear me talking about all the time is a political thing, and I'm putting up memes and disrespecting an office or whatever. Somebody's going to get offended by that. You don't want to have that political stuff going on in your feed, because it's an automatic. People get twisted around politics and religion. Politics and religion. I don't talk about religion on my page. Sometimes it comes up in conversation when I'm doing one-on-ones with people. But other than that, you don't hear me talking about that stuff because it could be offensive to someone. So I don't do it. And I would give that same advice. And so I tell you that story about what I was doing about 5 years ago, just to kind of give you some insight to that as well. Kit is saying, all I know is of all the voiceover buyers requests on Fiverr, 75% are for female voices. See, I didn't know that. Wow. I didn't know that. but that's good to know. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Ruben? Glad to have you in the house. Okay, any other questions? I'm going to flip over here to Facebook and see. Nobody's calling in on Skype, which that's cool. And so let me flip over to Facebook and see what we've got as far as comments go over here with that. Somebody's making a joke. I guess, what did I use the term female, women of female persuasion? Jess is making fun of me. That's all right, Jess. It's all right. Women of the female persuasion. And I'm assuming, Jess, you are a woman. Well, I've seen you, so I know that you are a woman of the female persuasion. Oh, I know what you're making. I know what you're making a joke about, but I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I know exactly what you mean, and I'm not even acknowledging it, Jess. All right, so Justin is saying politicians equal crooks, you know, with that. All right, I'm off the political thing at this point. But now, back to the whole, all right, we've got, while I'm over here, I've got one person that wants to join Steps to Voiceover Success, and that is Rich Moore. And Rich, I am approving your request to join. There you are. You've got access now to the Facebook group, Steps to Voiceover Success. You know, and by the way, if any of you want to join, you can actually join stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. You can join for free, and you'll get a little email with a link if you want to go ahead and join up on the Facebook group as well. And I opened the group. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, that are in the group. It was a private, closed group, and I opted to open it up. I said, I'm just going to open it. And the folks that want to get in there can go ahead and get in. Major saying, Kit, that is very true, but I'm not sure it's as much as 75%. I have no idea. You guys may know more about the numbers than I do in that regard. But before we close up shop here, I'm going to thank everybody, first of all, for participating in the show today. You guys had a lot to say, and I've learned some things about Pinterest just watching what you guys are saying in the groups here. But if you've got any final thoughts, any final questions, now would be the time to go ahead and post those, and or ring me up on Skype so I can bring you into the show live and we can talk about it. But all of that being said, I want to thank everybody that has purchased the book. The Kindle version, the paperback should be coming out soon. I have no idea when Amazon is going to finish that one up, but the Kindle version is ready. It's popping. It's ready to go. And I want to thank everybody that's already given me a review on that. Start being on the lookout, you know, at least by Wednesday of next week. I want to have the magazine done and complete and out and ready for distribution. It's going to be it's digital. It's going to be a digital one. So, and I may turn it into print. We'll see how that goes, but it will be a magazine online. I'm using, the magazine service that I'm using is called Issuu, ISSUU. Some of you may have seen that, or you may have seen others that have produced magazines on that platform. But that's where it's going to be. But obviously, I'll be giving out links and all that kind of stuff as well. What's up, Adrian? Popping in late. But all right, guys, I want to thank you so much just for tuning into the show today. It means so much to me that you guys even bother, you know, to come in and participate in this thing with me Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I love all of you guys. You guys really make my day. I've got to get ready for some consulting. I've got my first appointment coming up in 26 minutes from now. And because it just popped up on my, who am I meeting? Justin, I'm meeting you in like 20 minutes, dude. All right, Justin. And I see that you're online as well. So thanks for participating in the show and being here.